Okay, for the last few days of school, we're going to do fun stories. We're going to do some superhero stories. And the first one we're going to do is the Hulk. Here we go. Hulk is the strongest there is. He can leap the farthest distances and lift the heaviest objects, and he cannot be hurt. Hulk can do the most incredible things. Yet before the fateful day that Hulk became into being, he was just a man by the name of Dr. Bruce Banner. Bruce Banner had always dealt with bullies. His childhood was sad and lonely. Instead of dealing with his feelings, Bruce would bury himself in books. He became a doctor of science for the Army. He studied a type of energy called gamma radiation. It was a dangerous energy source, but Bruce wanted to use it for the good of mankind. He knew the best way to test the power of the gamma rays was to cause a massive explosion. General Thunderbolt Ross had other ideas for the use of gamma radiation. Ross was in charge of the Army lab where Bruce worked. He reminded Bruce of the bullies he had faced throughout his life. General Ross was angry with Bruce and lost his patience with the lack of results from the experiments. He needed results from Bruce, not excuses. Bruce asked for more time to make sure the device was safe. He had to be sure no one would get hurt. General Ross became even angrier. He gave Bruce no choice. He had to listen to the general's orders. Even though Bruce knew the device wasn't ready and could cause more harm than good, Bruce took the device into a safe area in the desert to be tested. He felt that he was being bullied once again. Once the countdown began, Bruce noticed something on his computer screen. Looking through his telescope, he realized that someone had driven right into the danger zone. Bruce couldn't let anyone get hurt by his experiment. He rushed out of the lab and down to the test site. It was a teenage kid, and he was about to encounter a disaster. Bruce told the teenager in the car that he needed to get out of the car and get to safety right away. Realizing they didn't have much time, he grabbed the boy out of the car and pushed him into a nearby shelter where he would be safe. Bruce had saved the boy, but it was too late for him. Bruce woke up in the military hospital. The teenager was in the bed next to him. He told Bruce his name was Rick Jones. Bruce was very happy that Rick was safe and sound, and Rick was grateful to Bruce for saving his life. Bruce looked around the room and noticed all the doors were locked. He began to panic. His heart was pumping fast, and he was scared. Then Bruce began to change. The gamma rays had caused it. He grew twice his size and turned green from head to toe. He smashed through the wall to escape the room. The soldiers outside didn't recognize Bruce, so they began to attack him, calling him a Hulk. All Hulk wanted was to leave and to be left alone. He didn't want to hurt anyone. A tank began to fire on Hulk. He screamed, "Hulk smash!" and destroyed the cannon of the tank. But the tank had fired a shell. It hit the wall of the science lab where Bruce's team had been working. Fire rapidly spread among all the equipment. Most of the soldiers and scientists escaped, except for one soldier. He was trapped behind a wall of flame. "Help me!" screamed the trapped soldier. Hulk leaped toward the cries for help. He pushed past the fire and rescued the soldier, who thanked Hulk for saving his life. Before the fighting could start again, and not wanting anyone else to get hurt, Hulk leaped into the hot desert. When he had gotten far enough away, he slowly transformed back into Bruce Banner. Bruce was uncertain if he would ever become Hulk again, but he thought it would be safer to hide for a while. He needed time to think about what had happened. It was all so new to him. Little did Bruce know at that time the impact Hulk could have on the world. Hulk would try his best to help those who couldn't help themselves. That is why he is known as the Incredible